Yeah, you want to sort of, I guess, talk about our day at the beginning? 'Cause I feel like that would be pretty good.
Yeah, I went to camp for 6 days.
Yeah, I noticed. Yeah, I know what to
Yeah.
talk to. Kidding.
Oh, that's so sad. You got Squid, whatever his name is.
He's weird, so we don't.
He is very weird.
Yeah, he's not right in the head. I'll
None of
tell you
us
that now.
truly are.
I guess that's true.
I have.
My grandparents watched us over the weekend. Woo! It's
Oh,
exciting.
yeah, you mentioned that.
I did.
Didn't anything bad happen to them?
No, no, they're all right.
Then you
They're fine.
did your job correctly.
Yes. Wait, what job was that?
Babysitting.
Oh, okay. I didn't realize I was babysitting my grandparents.
I said it last week. No. Yeah.
So, any new
I
plans
sur-
coming up for the next week?
I survived Escape by Ezra Miller. That happened this past week.
Penelope, I still haven't found her.
Oh no. Man, that's
Penelope
tragic.
Elizabeth the 18th. Yeah. Ezra Miller still has her.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
tragic. My parents
He's
have yet
still
to return as well.
he's still running at the speed of light.
We'll never catch him.
Yeah, that's true.
I wish you luck, man.
Thanks. Yeah. So, nothing new happening this week? This next week? Or I guess this week
This
now?
next week? No, I'm free, I
These are the
believe.
next 2 weeks. Alright.
I think I'm
I
good.
have I have no idea what's happening. So I don't think I have any plans either, but that might change. So
Alright. We can record 5 Robert episodes this week. I'm joking.
why would
The
you want
world
to do
would
that?
the world would explode.
I mean, I guess we could record them ahead of time, a few weeks ahead of time, but I feel like that'll take a lot of time, effort.
Yeah,
I guess
5 hours, I
I
reckon.
guess well, I guess that really isn't too much time. Yeah, if we did that, we'd just like we would like record them all in a row in like one day. Yeah, that'd be pretty fun.
It would be. But I don't know, we've had good luck so far. We haven't missed a week yet. We've got delayed by a couple days a couple times.
Yeah, I guess that's true. But
We've made it to
so
the big '05.
the big '05, in 2005 was 17 years ago. You
You
should
don't
know
have to
this.
remind me, man. I'm
You're
rapidly
old.
approaching adulthood. It scares me.
Yeah,
I'm crying right now.
joke's on you. I still got 2 years left.
That's a ton of time. Use it wisely.
Yeah, ton of time. COVID was 2 years
Oh
ago,
boy.
and that felt like that felt like 2 months ago. So 2 years goes by pretty quick.
Yeah. That's insane. Man, 1984 was already like 50 years ago. Just let that sink
1980,
in.
1984 was. It's not even 40 years
Whatever.
yet.
42. No, 38.
Yeah, 38
Right?
years. Yeah, 1942. Yeah, 38 years. There's
1942?
19.
What? Okay.
Oh, you said
Now we're just
1942
confused.
was
No, I didn't
was
say
almost.
1942. You said 1942.
I said 1984.
Okay,
Wait, did I?
now we're just getting each other confused.
Uh,
Wa-
they hurt themselves in their own confusion.
Watch anything good this week?
I watched a few movies I haven't seen in a long time with my grandparents, but
Nice.
nothing new.
I watched Clone Wars Season 6. It was good.
The Clone Wars, I never really liked the Clone Wars, to be honest with you.
The first, two or three seasons aren't. They're more kids show than they are awesome, but it gets really good.
I just, I don't know. They have a certain feeling to them that I just don't like. I just don't like. Excuse my stuttering.
Hmm.
I'm not sure what it is. I just find their episodes boring as heck, and I can't sit through and watch even one.
Yeah, a lot of them are boring as heck. I agree with you there.
So yeah, that's personally just me. And speaking of TV, we today with our three by threes, we'll be ranking our favorite movies or the movies that fit us, I guess. Well, the
Yeah,
movies that fit our taste in movies.
speaking of TV shows, we're doing movies.
That's how
Wow.
stupid that sounds, man.
We are awesome at segues.
Speaking of guns, we're talking about nuclear weapons. But, sorry, I just played Fallout, so I'm in sort of a nuclear apocalypse mood right now.
Oh no, you're going nuclear.
Yeah, old nuclear baby.
Sounds awesome. Alright.
Jeez.
Should we just jump right into
Our
it?
three by threes? Sure.
Alright, who's going first? I
You,
feel
because
like
I gotta reread mine.
I probably have watched a lot less movies than you, so mine's probably more basic and
Movies
less.
I can predict easily.
Yeah, go ahead and try. See how many you can get.
Uh, I know the Lord of the Rings movies are on there. Uh,
That's a freebie.
probably probably a few of the Star Wars ones. Um, and that's all I got.
To help
Those are
you
the
out,
movies I know you've seen.
alright. I kept it to one movie per franchise.
Oh, I didn't keep that to my list.
Alright. Because otherwise, a third of my 3x3 would just be Lord of the Rings, and I didn't think that would be entertaining. Alright.
I guess you could go now.
Oh, we're done? How do I.
Just go.
Okay, I shall. Go. There we go. Alright. I do not know how to. I can send it to you if I get a few seconds. So the movies are Star Wars Episode 5, Empire Strikes Back, bingo. Lord of the Rings, Fellowship of the Ring, bingo again. I put Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade, Kung Fu Panda, the Lego Movie, Avengers Infinity War, Moon, Day of the Doctor, and Home Alone. Any first thoughts?
I was not expecting Indiana Jones to be on there, but then I realized, oh wait, that's right, you have seen those movies. But
I
Home Alone,
I have indeed. Did that
I
one
was also not
surprise you?
expecting Home Alone. I I just didn't think Home Alone was going to be on there.
Yeah.
You know?
Most people wouldn't say it's one of their all-time favorites, would they?
Yeah, I don't think they would.
I hold the opinion that it is the best Christmas movie, but we shall get to that.
What do you think?
Yeah, I don't know how
All
to
right,
send it to
so
you,
you
so
want
we're
to
just gonna go
start
by
with
these one by one. Star Wars. It's it's just kind of the best franchise out there, in my opinion.
um
It doesn't
I
have
think it,
consistent quality, but the universe is so large that it's just really cool.
Yeah, I guess that's true, but I feel as though it's sort of become so big that it no longer has the feel to it once did. If you know what I
Yeah,
mean.
it
I feel
started
like
out
there's
with. Go ahead.
I feel like I feel as though it's much like any piece of entertainment like ever. It's just being milked for money because
Oh yeah,
you know.
but
So
I'm gonna say a controversial kind, maybe opinion here. I don't care that it's been milked for money. I think there's an appeal to franchises that are just infinite and will go on forever. Do you understand that? Like,
I
maybe, I don't know.
do.
Most people disagree. There's definitely. Most stories should have endings. But,
Yes.
say,
Mm.
Star Wars, Doctor Who, I don't know if I can name a third one, but some Marvel. That's a good one. That could just go on forever, and I'm fine if they do.
I I'm I'm I I can understand the Doctor Who thing because he's sort of immortal and really can't die. He can, but it takes a lot to kill him.
Yeah.
The crap, what I was gonna say. Oh, the Star Wars one. I feel as though the story was already told. The important story, at least, what it was all about, which was
Oh yeah.
episode 1 through 6, was already told. The
Yeah,
story
that
of
was.
Star Wars, which is, in my opinion, the only story of Star Wars, and the sequels don't exist, as they completely ruined everything and broke my little
Alright.
heart. And what was the other series you said?
I said Marvel.
See,
And I
over
guess DC falls under the same umbrella.
the last few years, after Endgame and Infinity War came out, you can tell that Marvel has come up with a few good films, but you can see it sort of dying out.
Mm-hmm.
It's losing its
Yeah.
magic, which honestly I'm somewhat all for. Superhero movies were cool, but after a while, they just get recycled over and over again. It just gets kind of boring. So
Yeah. I can see that.
so I'm DC didn't really have too many good movies. And it had a
Yeah,
few
there.
like I mean not necessarily part of the DCEU. The DCEU is not the greatest, but like the Dark Knight series was awesome. And
Yeah, their entire
the
cinematic universe was ruined in its first phase. They screwed up
yeah,
very bad.
they did. And it was tragic to watch because DC. I honestly prefer more DC characters over Marvel characters. 'Cause I just like the darker universe of DC, but that's just me.
No, I understand that. I do. Jumping back in to Star Wars, you said that yeah, the main story was 1 through 6, but at the same time, I think there are more stories in the universe that can be told. Like people have been liking stories from after episode 6 and before episode 1 for so long.
Hmm.
I think there's room, even if the core of it's still there.
I guess so. Yeah, I just can't take over the fact that Rey somehow became a Skywalker. That just makes me angry.
Yeah, there's.
Who are you? I'm Rey Skywalker.
Yeah, obviously it has its ups and downs. There are some bad Star Wars movies.
Yeah, the sequels.
Mm-hmm.
The
Would
prequels
you?
are all right, except for one. But
Episode 1 sucks, yeah.
episode
Would.
two, I think has its moments, but yet again, it's still not amazing.
It's half turn your brain off action and half the cringiest, funniest stuff in the movies. I
Like
enjoy watching episodes.
the love
Oh, it's
story
so
part just
bad.
makes me laugh. When I'm
It
around you, it's
does.
like I can't breathe. What the heck? You know, whenever I go on a date, I'm gonna say that
Oh
to a
my
girl,
goodness.
girl I'm dating, exactly the way he said it in the movie.
If they don't understand the reference, that's gonna be the last date you'll ever have.
Uh, uh,
You've grown too. Grown
yeah,
more
it's,
beautiful, I
I'm
mean.
also, I'm also, I'm also going to talk about how much I hate sand too. Yeah.
That sounds like a great
Where did
movie
George Lucas
issue.
come up with these?
I don't know. He just does.
I
Man's
like how
insane.
the prequels fans defend them, saying it's supposed to be awkward because
Yeah,
that's how real life works. But the thing is, I'm
but
going to see a movie to escape real life, especially a movie like Star Wars.
and that's not even natural dialogue. That's not awkward flirting. That's just
It's
weird.
just, it's
That's
just
just weird,
awkward.
creepy dialogue.
Uh,
All right.
uh, makes me
Would
laugh.
you say that Empire Strikes Back is your favorite, or do you prefer another movie?
Empire Strikes Back is my favorite Star Wars movie.
Same here. Has been since the first time I saw it. Well, no.
Caleb
For
said, sorry,
for
my brother disagrees.
for a second, I liked Episode 6 over it, but I changed my mind.
You see, the thing about Episode 6 is it's really good as well. It's just that
Oh yeah.
there's just moments in it that just don't compare to what Empire had to offer, which really is one of the greatest movies of all time, in my opinion.
Oh yeah. Star Wars
Not
started
to say.
off with an absolute bang. But should we move on?
Yes, we should move
All
on.
right. Lord of the Rings. It's awesome. It's my favorite 3 movies of all time. I watch it
It
every
is
year.
same with me. I watch it like 5 times every year, but I actually just recently watched it about like 4 weeks ago, maybe less than that.
Nice.
Yeah.
Do you watch
And
extended editions? Cuz I
uh,
this
I,
last time was the first time I watched them. They're great.
I, I've seen them. My cousins have them, so I've seen all the extended editions. Except they're really expensive, and you can never really
Yeah.
find them in stores and online because they're usually always sold out. So I only have the theatrical editions for the time being, but I will get the extended editions.
Yeah, physically I started with the theatrical. I watched the theatrical 100 times. And then we got a subscription to HBO Max to watch the extended editions like 3 months ago. And they are cool.
They are. They're much more accurate to the books as well. They add more, a little more detail. Also,
Yeah.
important scenes that really explain a lot of things.
How on earth did Saruman's death not make into the theatrical cut? I knew going in, but still, that's insane.
Yeah, they're really good movies, and I don't. In my personal opinion, I like them much more than Star Wars.
As movies, definitely.
Mainly because I've seen Star Wars half a million times, and they get quiet. For
Mm.
me, as they just don't have the same magic as they used to. So I
Yeah,
enjoy Lord of the Rings much more.
they are some of the best movies of all time.
Yeah, they are. All right, so what's next on your list?
Next was the Indiana Jones trilogy. Specifically, I picked the third one because that's my
Now,
favorite of the three.
that's probably also my favorite, but I love the Indiana Jones. I love all of them, even the fourth one, which
They
I
are
think
good.
people give too much crap for. I think people give too much crap to the fourth one,
I'm
in my
not a
opinion.
fan of the fourth one. It had some good ideas, but
But
I
if
just
you
I
really
saw it
look at
once,
it,
didn't like it.
if you understood why it was the way it was, especially in the historical context where it takes place in time, because it takes place in the 1950s, and what was one of the big obsessions in the 1950s was aliens,
Oh,
which
yeah,
is
that's true. I
obviously
didn't
portrayed in the
notice
films,
that.
and the Soviets. And also another big obsession, especially during the time during archaeology, was alien agent civilizations.
Hmm.
So that's why it's that way. So I feel if George Lucas and the movie would have explained that a little bit more, I feel as though that people could have understood why it was the way it was and why it had that plot to it. And fortunately, it really wasn't explained out the best as. And yeah, I guess you could say that.
They also did make aliens canon to Indiana Jones, which I don't know. Doesn't
Well,
vibe with me.
I mean, I could see that, but yet again, it makes sense for the historical time place. So
Yeah.
that's just me.
Hopefully we'll
Really
get
understood it.
a banger fifth movie.
I am a little bit skeptical.
Oh yeah.
I'm afraid
There's,
that they're gonna. I don't trust nowadays entertainment
there's
anymore.
like an 80-90% chance that they'll screw it up.
Yeah, just like, and they'll add some stupid political idea that doesn't need to be there,
Yeah.
which automatically ruins it for me. Which, but I do agree with the pick of The Last Crusade. That one is also probably my favorite. But
Yeah.
in terms of which one's a better cinematic, I guess, achievement and masterpiece, the first one, Raiders, would be considered the best out of the Indiana Jones
Yeah.
film
Because
series.
Last Crusade it's kind of a retread of Raiders. A lot of the same stuff happens in it.
There's a reason for that, and that is because the second one, people thought it was gonna be like Star Wars, and it was gonna have its own like long sort of story, and there was gonna be recurring characters and stuff like that.
And
That
then they
that, that was
just
that was never gonna be the original intent. They were Indiana Jones was supposed to be sort of like the adventure movies of the 1930s, where it was gonna have the same main character and probably a few recurring characters, but it was all gonna be different adventures with different people you meet along the way. So.
yeah. 2 was a lot different. I still like it. It was my first movie I actually watched.
Two is amazing. Two, I love the Temple of Doom. It's dark, and it's the reason for the PG-13 rating. Yes.
Oh yeah. That was the first PG-13 movie I ever watched.
Actually, the
Yeah,
second
it
one's not
was.
rated at PG-13.
No, it's PG-13.
No, it is. It's PG. The reason
It's not
PG-13 was
PG.
rated. No, it's PG. Look it up, really. I have the
No.
case. I could go grab it right now. I have the
Mate, it
DVD
was the
case.
first PG-13 movie I ever watched. And I
No,
remember
the
thinking,
first
oh, this is what all PG-13 movies look like. That guy
Peyton the
gets
very
his heart ripped out. That's violent.
Peyton the very first PG-13 movie wasn't, I believe, until 1985, which was the movie called Red Dawn. Okay,
Really?
Temple
What?
of Doom came out in 1984. It's the reason for the PG-13 rating, but it itself wasn't rated PG-13. It
You're
was rated
right.
PG.
Temple of Doom, along with Gremlins, is the reason the PG-13 rating was created.
Hmm.
Did they not up it later?
No, they didn't. And the
Did
first
they?
Indiana Jones, along with the second one, was originally going to be rated at R. Yeah.
I thought I saw it rated PG-13. Can they actually not retroactively change the rating?
I think they could. I just don't think they care. It's also
Okay.
because on TV, they also change the rating. Like sometimes like R-rated movies, like some of them, they'll censor certain
Mm.
things out so it'll become PG-13 for the TV. So,
I
yeah.
The first time I watched Temple of Doom, it was recorded off of a TV, so that
Yeah,
might
so it would
explain
have been
why we
rated.
thought it was.
Would have been rated PG-13. Yeah.
Okay,
And when did you
that
see
makes
this
more
movie?
sense. I
First time you saw
I think I was like 10 or 9.
it. Feels awesome to be superior. Anyway.
I played so much of the Lego game for Indiana Jones.
Oh, on the Wii or on the Xbox?
I had it on the
'Cause
Xbox. I 100%'d
we,
it.
for the yeah, so did we. We had it for the Wii, and that was actually the very first. No, that was the second game we got for our Wii, and we played the heck out of it to the point where, like you said, 100%. So
It
it
was
was
awesome.
a lot of good memories with the trilogy and the games. So
Definitely.
anyway,
Moving
on
on.
to the next
Oh,
movie.
here's the intro screen again. Kung Fu Panda. I had. Does that one
Kung
surprise you?
Fu. No, knowing you, it really doesn't. But I like the
What's that
second more than I like
supposed
the
to mean?
first.
I
I
haven't
just
watched
know
the
that you like that. The
I haven't
second
watched
one
the
is
second in
better.
a while. It might be.
The second one's better than the first one, mainly because I think there's much more emotional depth and character development and story wise in the second one
Hmm.
there is in the first. The first one's great, monkey, but yeah,
Yeah,
that's amazing. But
I do have
don't
to
get me wrong,
rewatch the second one. I already
the
loved the
second one's pretty good.
movies, and I rewatched the first one with my little siblings like a month ago or so. It was way better than I even remembered. Like I
I
think
haven't
it's a
seen it in a
10 out
long
of
time.
10. At least a 9 out
I
of 10.
I haven't seen that movie in a long time, so I'm like to rewatch it too. But
Also the
yeah, the second
soundtrack's
one's
great.
better.
For
The
This
soundtrack
is
is
the
great.
fourth consecutive amazing soundtrack in my list, and that's a theme that's going to keep going, I reckon.
Yeah, I could see that. But the second one is a better movie. The first one's great. The third one's awful. Not to say awful, but it's not.
The third one's not
It's not.
awful.
I used the wrong word. I meant not as great as the
Yeah,
first two were. I
it
felt as
is.
though it was a little bit too late. But then they could have made it a little bit before. I think it was like 2016 when it came out,
There
something like
isn't a
that.
Kung Fu Panda 4.
Wait, what did I say? No, I meant like before the year it came out, not say four.
Oh,
Did I say it? Like I wish they would
you
have
might.
made it a year or at least a few years before the year it came out, because then at that time it just sort of felt out of the blue, kind of lost
Okay,
its magic. Anyway, on to the next.
who knows?
I
Hopefully
like
they
it.
don't make a fourth one. Next I
Yeah,
had
hopefully.
The Lego movie. The second uh, family or kids show slash movie.
I
It's
like the Lego movie,
I love the
but
Lego movie.
the best Lego movie is Lego Batman.
Okay.
That's the
I
best out of all the Lego movies. It's the best one.
I do like the Lego Batman movie, but I don't know, man. The Lego movie's the movie that I have consciously watched the most times, more than any other movie.
Uh, uh no,
And I'd
the
watch it
Lego Batman
again.
movie's better.
It's so good.
This The Lego Batman movie is the best Lego movie. Okay, Lego Ninjago
It's
is a thing, and
it's funny, but it's not Ninjago. I'll leave it at
and
that.
the Lego Movie 2 is it's all right. It's definitely not the first, or neither is it Lego Batman, but still much better than the Ninjago one.
Batman's the funniest one.
It is, and I love comedy, so it's an automatic win for me. All right,
All
so
right,
moving on.
on. Oh, Infinity War. This was my Marvel pick. Marvel,
Uh,
it's got some lows, but it's got some highs too. Infinity War is
and
awesome.
it is awesome, but I don't know why. I just didn't really enjoy Infinity War and Endgame as much as other people did.
Hmm.
There's just, I don't know. I just didn't really. I mean, I love them. Don't get me wrong; they're awesome movies. But
Yeah.
I don't know. They were just didn't really click with me like it did with other people. And this is
Have you
coming from someone who
watched?
saw it twice in theaters because
I saw it 0 times in theaters. Because I was barred from watching these movies until I was 14 years old. For
how old
some
were you in
reason.
2019?
In 2019, 14.
It came out a month after you turned 14, so
I didn't catch up that quickly. because I
I,
have a brother around my age, and we didn't watch a whole lot of movies without him, and he wasn't 14 yet, so waited until he was 13, and then we sped through all of them.
I mean, I've been seeing I've been seeing the Marvel movies ever since I was like 3, but
Yeah, there's
yeah.
still some I'm not allowed to see, I betcha. Not even rated R ones.
Oh, even despite the fact that you're 17, but
Yeah,
you could actually, I believe,
who
technically go watch
knows?
an R-rated movie by yourself. You
I
know,
probably could.
yeah,
Hmm.
you could actually, but So,
Oh
yeah,
yeah, I
I've
should explain why. Thanos is the best Marvel villain. He's awesome.
he is pretty cool,
He's
and
not as good in Endgame.
well, because he was dead. Guys, the
That's
movie
true.
was about them trying to get the stones, and the ending was
And
for
then
fans. But
that's true. It was pretty awesome fan service.
yeah, it was. But yet again, it didn't really contribute much to the story. Didn't really need to
It's
happen.
it's one of the few Marvel movies that controls its humor. There isn't once it gets serious, it gets serious. No more joking around, throwing quips all over the place.
Yeah, I guess that's true. But
Also, people
I don't.
die. Remember when we used to make fun of Marvel movies for people never dying? So many people die in this movie, not even counting the snap.
And it was hilarious. I'm kidding. But yeah, Endgame and Infinity War are pretty good movies. But my favorite Marvel movie personally is the first Iron Man and Winter Soldier.
All right,
They're both amazing movies.
they are.
And
Yeah, I can see
yeah,
Winter Soldier. I think the first
Soldier is
Iron
pretty
Man,
awesome.
it is a classic movie. I
It's the best
think
Iron Man
it's
one.
probably, yeah. I haven't
Iron
seen
Man
Iron Man
2 and
3 in so long.
Iron Man 3 wasn't that bad. It just wasn't great. And
I thought it was pretty good, but
yeah,
it was
no,
awesome.
it was good. It just wasn't great.
All right, I can accept that.
Yeah, so
I also other Marvel movies, the Spider-Man trilogy for in the MCU
oh
is
that
awesome.
I forgot about those. I forgot about those. Yeah, those are pretty cool.
All three
Those
of them.
were pretty awesome movies, especially seeing the theaters. Except, yeah, I saw all 3 of them in the theaters. Yeah, they were pretty fun to see in movie theaters, especially the last one.
Yeah,
The
it's so
last one was
bad that
pretty awesome.
everything got spoiled. Because if it hadn't been
But
that would have been the most insane theater experience ever.
it still was awesome though
It
to
still
see
was,
Tobey
yeah.
Maguire and Andrew Garfield return. So that was
I
yeah.
want
All
to.
right.
One of my. Something that just gets under my skin. My least favorite MCU movie is Ant-Man and the Wasp. It has a higher score on Rotten Tomatoes than Infinity War. That's.
Hey, and don't listen to the critics. Okay? Or are you talking about the
That's.
audience?
That's such a shame. That's terrible. Alright. Moving on. Oh, this is our sixth best soundtrack in a row.
What
Pointing
is
that
it?
out. Oh, and Infinity War soundtrack. Next, I chose. I wanted to choose something at least a little rare, a little unique. For seventh, on the seventh spot or whatever, I chose Moon from 2009. Have you ever heard of this one?
I don't think I have. Probably. I don't think I've seen it though.
Yeah, I took a sociology class. I think that's what sociology means in college, not actual college, but a college class on it. We had to watch a movie for it, and this is one of the options. I watched it. It was really great. I wrote an epic paper on it. So, yeah. A guy
Yeah,
goes to
cool.
work on the moon, and then he finds out he's a clone, and his fellow clones have just been mining on the moon for decades and dying, and it's really unique, cool.
Sounds like a rare piece of cinema that I have yet to watch.
If you can get your
Yeah,
hands on it, go ahead. It's quite cool.
I I'll see. I have nothing to say about this movie because I have never seen it
Yeah,
nor have I heard of it.
that's
So
gonna.
it's kind of
That is
expensive.
the very first one that only one of us have seen. I assume your list is gonna have a bunch of those, because me being who I am.
Probably.
Eighth is
Yeah.
Day of the Doctor from Doctor Who. Doctor Who is
Which
my.
doctor is it?
It's actually three of them.
Which
Have
ones
you
are they?
watched the show?
Oh
War
yeah, yeah, I
Doctor,
have.
11th and 10th.
I've never seen it, but the 10th is my
Oh,
favorite
really?
doctor. So I've seen the show and I love it.
Mm-hmm.
It can be pretty cheesy at some
Oh,
parts,
yeah.
which I love. You know.
It's not the best show I've ever watched, but if this makes sense, it's my favorite show. My favorite television show.
It's cheesy, but it's a good cheesy.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. It gets cheesy. It even gets bad in some parts, but its highs are so high. It has my favorite episode. The Doctor's my favorite
BBC in it.
character in fiction.
Which doctor?
All of them. They're the same person. I don't have to choose.
Oh, but they each have sort of different
Different
vibes to each one.
personality.
And the 10th
I'd
is my
say
favorite one.
my favorite Doctor is probably the 12th. The 10th is really good, though. He was my favorite for
Ah,
so long.
the 12th. He was a grumpy old man.
Exactly.
And I mean, it wasn't bad. I just like the 10th a lot better. I just
10th was
connected with
awesome.
the 10th much more than the the, the 12th.
Yeah, it's a
And
wonder why we don't identify much with the old, grumpy 60-year-old man from Scotland.
and do you like the new Doctor Peyton? The girl?
I stopped watching after Series 10. I know I just said it was my favorite show, but I've only watched nine seasons. And that's
I,
enough for me.
I've only watched all the seasons with with the 10th Doctor in them, so I really don't know too much because that was the only series I watched, and I loved it. So
So
I mean, I
this
did.
movie.
I think I watched one episode with the ninth Doctor, and I didn't like it because he just didn't. He just wasn't as cool as the 10th Doctor was. So
That's true. I haven't watched a whole bunch of Ninth Doctor episodes either. My family started watching the show without me. I came back and I hopped on with them, and it was awesome. But yeah, this
yeah,
movie, Day of the Doctor, it's the 50th anniversary of the show because they're on their 39th season, I want to say, if you were to count them all up.
hmm
So yeah, they brought two of the doctors, well, plus another secret doctor, and that's the premise, I guess. Stuff with,
So it's the BBC's version of No Way Home.
yeah, except BBC's been doing it way longer than Spider-Man has.
Well, yeah, maybe.
Yeah, Three
I'm not
Doctors
sure
came
when
out in
this.
like the 1980s, man.
I'm not sure when the Spider. I'm not sure when the Spider-Verse thing happened in the comics because I know it did. Yeah.
Yeah, that would be a good question to solve. But yeah, good
All right.
movie, good
Never seen it, so
show.
I really can't say anything about it either. I can say something about the show, but not the movie. No
Well, I guess we'll
criticism or
save that for our when we talk about TV shows. All right, my last one that you mentioned, Home Alone.
it's
It
awesome.
it is
It's not my
another
favorite
great
John
score.
Hughes movie, but it's awesome.
Oh man, you're bringing up directors. This guy knows what he's talking about.
I believe he actually wrote the movie. I don't think he directed this one. I think he only wrote it.
Yeah, it's my favorite Christmas movie, and yes, it is a Christmas movie because the theme is family, and that's all the qualification it needs.
My favorite Christmas movie is a Christmas Story. It's
That's close. That's a really good one as well.
it's my dad's favorite.
Old man, best
Yeah,
character.
I
Obviously, the
love it. I
break-in
love it
scene's
so.
awesome.
I love it so much because of how much it reminds me of my dad, and my grandparents.
Hmm.
Especially the dad. He reminds me of my dad and my grandpa. I can see it. It's quite funny to watch. So imagining my dad just getting a lamp looking like that. My dad and my grandpa would probably react the exact same way. So it feels as though I'm watching my family, except with a lot less kids. And
Yeah, if you want a ton of kids, Home Alone's got you covered.
how
It's
many
so
kids do they
tame.
have?
It's including cousins, but it's
Oh,
like there's like 10 in there at the beginning. It's insane.
God.
It's headache
It's
inducing
it's
just
a
watching
good
it.
movie. I really have no criticisms of the movie. It's a good movie.
Yeah. Third John Williams score on this. Another classic. All right.
Yeah.
I believe it's your turn.
Yeah, so I didn't realize that you were gonna put one movie per franchise. So
It's your choice what you do. If you have
I I think that I'm gonna sort of improvise a little bit as well,
okay,
just sort of
here
to make this bigger. So it's
feel
because
free.
there's like three different franchises on this list, and they're
Oh,
very close to the ones you had, but there's a few you probably haven't watched.
I see. Yeah,
So
probably.
my number one movie, and speaking of epic soundtracks, and one of the greatest and most emotional soundtracks of all time would be Braveheart.
Guessed
You
it.
know,
Let's go.
starring Mel Gibson as William Wallace. It's a really good
The
movie. I'll be
Bruce.
honest with you.
Mate, no, not the Bruce. That's another guy, isn't it?
Yeah, he's also in the movie. It may not be the most historically accurate movie in history, but it's an awesome movie. It has great battle scenes, great acting, an amazing score. If you're looking for a new score to listen to, go listen to the soundtrack by James Horner from Braveheart. It's
Okay.
amazing. And yeah,
Scotland.
it's just an amazing movie overall. It has a lot of iconic scenes in it, iconic lines. It won 5 Oscars back when the Oscars actually mattered, including Best Picture. And it's just a really freaking awesome movie, and I would recommend you watching it when you find the time to watch it.
All right.
It's I mean, yeah, it's just awesome. Yeah. So, do you have anything to
Perfectly
say about it?
historically accurate. No, I don't have much to say
Definitely.
about it.
Yeah, great movie. And another. Now, if Braveheart didn't exist, this movie would be my favorite movie, and that is Return of the King from Lord of the Rings.
Yo.
That's
Obviously a
I really
classic.
when I recently rewatched it, I was like, I love this movie, but I love it even more because I finally sort of got to really appreciate it because I've the thing about the Lord of the Rings movies, they're kind of long, sometimes you can sort of lose yourself because and also I have stuff I have to do, so I kind of have to pause it in between and really not take it in all the way.
Hmm.
But when I finally got to sit down and watch them all and sort of take them in, I fully really began to appreciate them. So Return of the King is it's the best one. I mean, they're all amazing, but it's my favorite one.
Yeah, I really can't blame anyone for having any disagreement on me with which is the best of the trilogy, because they're all so darn good.
Yeah, that's just all right. The next movie is another Lord of the Rings movie, and that's Fellowship of the Ring, which
That's
it's
mine.
really awesome. It's just a great movie. It's really well. It's
Everything.
just
Well, everything.
made. Yeah, it was just well everything. So
Who's your
It's just
favorite
just
member
not
of the Fellowship?
Sam.
Okay,
I just
that's a good choice.
Sam and Gandalf and Aragorn, also
I'd
Gimli
say.
and Legolas are all my favorites. So pretty much. Them. But if
Mine's
I were to go
Dad,
by,
Frodo.
but if I were to go by my favorite one, it'd be Sam. He's he just has this vibe to him, which I just think is so awesome. Like he isn't so shattered and broken like Frodo is because of the ring, and he isn't. He's just an awesome dude.
Oh
And he
yeah,
has some of the best lines and the best scenes in the entire trilogy. So it's just
that
and the books
speech
too. So I just got
in that torn down
the
place
Two
at the end of the
Towers
second movie.
was
Yeah, the one
awesome.
at the end of the Two Towers. Incredible. My favorite's Aragorn.
He
Just
is he is
awesome guy.
awesome.
All around. Metaphor for Jesus. That's bonus points.
That is bonus points. He, yeah, he's pretty cool. But yeah, the
Hmm.
speech at the end of the second one was pretty awesome. But my favorite scene is actually I have two favorite scenes of Sam, and that is it isn't the speech. It's the one. It's when they're on Mountain Doom when he puts him on his back and carries him up, which is classic, I guess, very
Definitely.
iconic. And also the when they're in the when Frodo's hanging off the edge and he tells him not to let go. I just find that scene just so. I just love the cinematography and the way that scene's played out.
Oh
Even
yeah.
though not happening in the books, it's still awesome.
It really feels like they're going to die and the world is ending.
It does. Also, the end of all things scene is also a pretty good scene. Even though it's not say a Sam
Hmm.
scene, it's still a good scene. Yeah, so
Well, he does go
that's
on about how, like, can't remember the feel of grass or whatever.
that's the scene where Sam picks them up. And the
Oh,
last
that's
scene where
true.
they're
Yeah.
the last scene when they're I say the last scene, but the final scene I guess you say of the journey when they're laying on the rock on the mountain
Yeah,
and
that's
Frodo
pretty
finally
good.
says he can remember it all. That scene also sort of hits me because
Man,
it was sort of inspired by I guess sort of an addiction way. I guess because usually when you have addictions you forget most things that were good and pure. And finally when he lets go of the ring, which I guess you say was his
mm,
addiction or his burden, he can finally remember who he was and all that was pure. So
man, that makes
really
me
really awesome.
respect the movie even more. I want to rewatch it again now.
I do
It's
too.
only been 3 months, but I'm down.
It's a good movie. All right. Now this movie you've probably never seen. You've probably only heard of it. It's another Mel Gibson movie, and it's Mad Max: The Road Warrior.
All right.
In my opinion, I love the sort of dystopian apocalyptic sci-fi sort of genre because I was playing Fallout earlier, so that makes sense. So in
Mm-hmm.
Mad Max, the it's sort of I want to say it created it, but it defined what it would become. It sort of made the things that would all go together to make a post-apocalyptic world work.
Okay.
The people wearing all the weird uh,
Masks.
straps and masks, and with the weird vehicles and guns and the shortage of resources.
Hmm.
It's just so awesome. And in
Is
my
that the
opinion, I like it more than Fury Road.
that's the first Mad Max?
No, the first Mad Max is just called Mad Max. The
Oh,
second
okay.
one is Mad Max: The Road Warrior. Third one's Beyond Thunderdome, and the remake. It's not really a remake, nor is it a reboot. It's it's vaguely connected to the other ones. It's Fury Road, which many people consider to be the best, but I think Road Warrior is the best one.
All right. That's interesting.
Yeah, and after Road Warrior comes the Two Towers, which is, I mean, you could switch Mad Max for the Two Towers and it really wouldn't matter. They're both great. I I honestly think out of the trilogy, it's sort of, I mean, obviously none of the movies are bad. I just don't.
Yeah.
I, weird reason, just don't sort of really like it as much. And obviously, I still love it a lot. I just don't like it as much as the other
Same.
two.
Hmm.
I just feel as though it has its amazing parts, obviously, but then also has its dry parts where it just sort of drags on a little bit, I feel.
I think it's the one that definitely lacks the iconic scenes that the other ones have.
Yeah. So it's
Now,
an amazing movie, but
hmm
it's not the best one. All right. Now for the next one would be you've probably never seen this. It's definitely you've probably heard of it. It's the original Terminator movie from
yeah.
1985, 84. Yeah, it's a great movie. It's an awesome movie, and when you're allowed to watch it and find the time to watch it, I'd watch it. It's a great movie. Pretty imp- Except for one scene, but pretty impressive special effects for its time. Except one scene in the movie, which you can tell is fake, but it's just a great movie. And
All right, starring Governor of California.
yeah, he plays the bad guy in that movie. Yeah, so it's first one at least. But yeah, it's a
Terminator
great movie. The T-800.
terminates people, I assume.
Oh, he was sent from the future from get this a dystopian nuclear fallout world to go back and
Oh
and
wow,
kill
never heard of those before.
go back and kill
James
this girl
Connor, whatever his
who's
name is.
no he's gonna go back and kill the mother of John Connor. It's the first one, but he doesn't succeed. And in the second one, they send. We'll get to the second one here in a bit.
Okay.
So after first Terminator goes Empire Strikes Back. Great
Nice.
movie, the best Star Wars movie, and it's just I already said as much as I could when it was on your list.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's just a great movie. And also after that one's A New Hope. We can't say
100%.
much about it either. We already know pretty much everything about it. It's an amazing movie, amazing cast, an amazing introduction to the world of Star Wars. Yeah.
I'd
And
say
after
those
that, it
are the
goes.
two best.
They are. And after that, it goes the second Terminator movie. It's
All right.
in this one, Arnold's the good guy, and he's fighting the T-1000, which is a really freaking awesome Terminator. And this is also the one with the iconic scene where he gives a thumbs up before he goes in lava. So yeah, it's a great movie.
The Among Us
It isn't.
reference.
Yeah, it is. It isn't as R-rated as the first one was, which is why so many kids saw it when it first came out, and they actually sold kid toys at McDonald's for it. It's still rated R, but it's only rated because of profanity. But yet again, it's still a great movie,
Hmm.
great cast. Yes. And I added an honorable mention on this list because I felt I had too many series on it, and that's Alien, the first one from
Okay.
1979. It's yet again, you've probably never seen it. It's cool,
I have not.
and it has one of the greatest and most iconic sci-fi slash fictional characters slash horror villains of all time, the Xenomorph.
Xenomorph. Yep.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome, pretty cool, just awesome. So yeah, that's my list.
Nice.
Anything to say?
Um, Wasp of the Week time.
No,
Let me
Wasp of the
guess.
Week. All right.
Yeah. This week. All right. We got the Thisbs. I don't know how it's pronounced. Thisby's tarantula hawk. It's long, black slash orange. Its wings sound like a helicopter. If it stings you, you're just supposed to lay down and scream. That's the official medical advice. 4 out of 4 on the pain index. Pretty solid wasp, I gotta say.
And where do they live?
Southwestern or southern United States.
I'm
Probably
gonna go
near
find one,
Mexico.
and I'm gonna go get stung by one.
Alright, episode 6. Sounds fun.
Hold, I'm going to Arizona. Kidding. Or Utah. Yeah, I guess either
Coyote
one.
Peterson, that's what he exists for.
Yeah, but it's much more fun to experience it in real life than to watch somebody else experience it.
That's true.
Yeah, so the Wasp of the Week, the greatest segment of all time.
It really is. We're
All right,
back after
so
our disappointing nothing last week.
yeah. So you got anything else for us?
Do we have time for stories?
Um, I guess we could. We could tell a few before we peace out for the night.
Nice. So I went to a camp this past week, as you know. And
Hmm.
bunch of stuff happens, of course, when you put hundreds of teenagers in the same spot.
I'd
So
imagine.
this will be split up into two episodes. Next week I'll say the other half. So, all right. All the guys living in one building. It's kind of set up like a motel. Each room is a different quote unquote cabin. You know, I got 10 beds in mine. 3 of them counselors. For some reason, we got 3 of them over the course of the week. Oh,
All
we
right.
had 2 people who were friends. They're not involved in the story. We got at least 3 more people who weren't involved in the story. We got 1 kid with a prosthetic leg. That'll come in handy later. And then we
Oh
had
boy.
one one single person, all right, who caused so much of what I'm about to tell you. The living meme, the living legend, we'll call him Gorgon, Destroyer of IQ.
Uh,
As he would describe himself, he was half smart and half dumb, which is a good way to describe all people.
so
No.
he's interracial. Uh,
Probably.
all right,
So,
continue.
man would grill me in a Q&A about sports or whatever, but in average stuff like sensibility, um, well, wasn't exactly very smart. So, Gorgon, to my, I can't get started. All right, skip into this. At the end of the week, there's a talent show. All right, it's mostly just musical stuff. People go on stage, dance or sing to a song. And Gorgon, last year, absolutely bombed his performance at the talent show. It was incredible. Like, he forgot to start the song when the song started. It was terrible. He comes into this year ready to blow it out of the park this year. He's got his song, which I forget the name of, and he's already practicing day 1. Our counselor sets the alarm to wake up every morning in nap time to that song, just to get Gorgon, ready, going. Also to annoy the rest of us. Gorgon is convinced that this song is written by, DJ Khaled. Do you know that guy?
Yep.
Another one.
Another one. Yeah. I
One of the
know the
best
another one
music.
guy.
Yeah. You know how he likes to shout his name at the beginning of his songs?
Yeah.
Yeah, so Gorgon was gonna do that in front of the talent show. He was so excited about doing it. He just started shouting DJ Khaled left and right all week. And then someone tells him, yo, DJ Khaled didn't write the song. And so Gorgon is shocked. His world is falling apart. And he comes to the conclusion, well, I just say DJ Khaled anyways. And he just continues. Keeps chanting DJ Khaled all weekend. Another one, we the best music. Eventually it spreads to our entire cabin. And eventually to the whole camp in 5 hours by the end of the night. It was insane. We nicknamed our cabin the DJ cabin. Um,
I find that so funny. It's just ridiculous.
for the record, no one in our cabin could name 2 DJ Khaled songs. That's how
All right.
devoted we were. Every morning, waking up to that song, which is falsely attributed to DJ Khaled. At games, we were chanting DJ Khaled. 3, 2, 1, DJ Khaled. It was an incredible experience. Day 2, skipping ahead of time. The next day, incredible. Another one. I am going to the bathroom in a stall, as all good stories start. And so there's 2 other dudes in the bathroom. And suddenly, a pixie stick just gets tossed and lands at my feet. And it just sits there for it. I don't know. That was a weird experience
It was a sign.
of things to come. Definitely.
Sure.
I just left it there. It stayed there for like a day. So, nap time comes. Lasts about an hour. And we decide. You see, Gorgon, he has an off switch. He lays down in the bed, he's out within minutes. He falls asleep during nap time. We're all still awake. And so, for some reason, as a joke, he plays the false DJ Khaled song. And Gorgon wakes up because that's the song that we've been waking up to all week. And he wakes up, and our counselor has to tell him, I'm sorry, man. You have an hour of rest time left. And so he goes back to bed, instantly, as he does. A couple minutes later, a dare goes around saying, hey, what if we woke him up and told him that it's been an hour and he has to wake up again? It's only been 3 minutes, but I dare you to try and convince him that. So we play the song again. He wakes up. We tell him it's been an hour and time to go. He believes us, puts his glasses on, get ready to go. We tell him again, there's still 50 minutes left. Go back to bed. Lo and behold, a couple minutes later. I bet you can't get him a third time. And so we all pretend like we're sleeping. He plays the song. We all do our stuff, like slowly get out of bed. Yo, Gorgon, wake up, it's time to go. And he puts his glasses on. He believes us.
What is the name of this story? How you bullied Gorgon in the DJ cabin or something?
A lot of this is bullying Gorgon, yes. Anyways, he didn't believe us when we woke him up for real the 4th time. Poor guy. Let's see what's next.
It's too good.
This dude's insane. Day 3. We're having lunch. And I don't know, somewhere along the line, someone just says Gorgon's holding a pepper packet with the kind of pepper you put on your food. And someone says, "Hey, Gorgon, I bet you won't sniff that." And he sniffs the pepper. And he goes into visible pain because he just sniffed the pepper. He just did what he was told. Sniffed the pepper. And then, after that experience, after we all said, "Gorgon, you dummy," Gorgon, someone said, "Yo, do it again, finish off the packet," and he did. He sniffed the rest of the pepper packet. He
What
didn't
the
have to
heck?
be told. And so we were all laughing about how he just did that. And someone said, "If you do a salt packet as well, it'll balance each other out." And so he goes to grab a salt packet. And the counselors have to take it away from him. They actually have to restrain him from sniffing salt.
What's wrong with this dude?
I don't know. Side note, but a kid in another cabin got a reputation for stealing like over 100 salt packets between meals and keeping them in like a light on the ceiling or whatever. That's insane.
What? Why?
I don't know. It's kind of funny, but
Interesting.
happened.
That, it's an interesting story. Well, few stories of you in the DJ cabin bullying Gorgon.
We're not to the finale yet. So
All right.
that rest time, we elect not to rest. And there's a couple other people in our cabin, in the DJ cabin at this time. And we get an idea. What if, we go around the building twice, recruit an army of boys, and then all rush into this one cabin's bathroom with like 60 boys.
All
And so
right.
we do. The DJ cabin heads outside, go around the building once, people go into cabins, recruit members, and a force of 60 guys just saying hop, 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 just opens the door to this cabin, bolts inside the bathroom. Just a constant stream of people. They must have been so confused. They just pile in there. It gets real crowded. Someone jokes about it being Astro World 2.0. Anyway, after that minor rave, as we're having to force our way outside because they were trying to close the door on us, someone says, "Yo, just start stealing stuff as you leave." And so I
What the
take,
heck?
a plant from the bathroom sink. So someone from, I think it was Gorgon, stole a shower curtain. Some guy behind me tried to steal a trash can. One of the campers in there, their brown towel got stolen for a week.
This is
That was great. So we took our loot back to the DJ cabin, locked ourselves in, and some people came to our door trying to get their stuff back. We refused. They got their shower curtain back though, for some reason. But we kept that sacred plant in our own bathroom as a sign of our victory. There
who
we
the
go.
heck came up with this idea? I want to meet him.
DJ Cabin, Volume 1. Tune in next week for the epic conclusion. Will Gorgon
Yeah.
succeed in the talent show? What happens to the plant? Did the pixie stick mean anything? Find out. Robert, episode 6.
Yeah. Or was the pixie stick me all along? Who knows? Anyway,
Incredible plot twist.
it was me. Yeah. All
All
right.
right.
So you
Do
want to
the
do the
intro now?
intro, outro? Yeah.
Let's do it.
Hi, my name is Foollboy Games,
I'm Peytonador.
and you're listening to Robert Podcast, Episode 5.
Episode 5 now we're on.
See, we are so awesome. We can do things that should be in the past in the future. So it's so awesome we are.
This episode we're doing movie 3x3s.
Yeah.
No particular order.
All right. So just want to end the episode here.
I think that's a wrap.
All right. Peace.
Goodbye. Sorry.